Cheerio. Bonjour. So you can see this little, right there, Oscar, our sweet little golden, did that to me, and he got me, and it was worse 2 days ago. But, so we have some new viewers, because I had at least 9 comments telling me Cheerio means goodbye. Okay, it doesn't always mean goodbye. So, Cheerio. At some point, I'll get merch, and I'll be the Cheerio girl. But I think we're going to talk about Shannon every other night for the next few nights. I had tons and tons of comments. Unfortunately, I have to start this way again. The woman did not deserve to die. However, just water. When I say I just, I don't understand why it happened, because murder would never be my first thought. You know, NK says that when Chris couldn't find his wife and children, her first thought was, well, they went to a hotel. They're messing with you. Because if your friend goes missing, or if someone goes missing, your first thought is not murder. Shannon absolutely did not deserve this. The children did not deserve this. But I also believe the children are all sitting on the right hand of the Lord. And they probably had a better chance. Anyway. I don't really know how to say it. I just say, I get it. This woman destroyed this man's life. She met him, and he had $20,000 in his savings account, and she went, cha-ching, hot dog. Okay, well, $20,000 is nothing. I have $20,000 in a savings account. It's nothing. So if I were to leave my man, is some dude going to find me and go, whoa, look at her savings account balance. This is someone I want. No. You get with someone because you have similar interest. You like them. Oh, my goodness. Rudy's bitching or barking. And I had 2 different women say, if you shouldn't do videos, if you can't keep your dog from barking. Okay, no, I'm sorry. I cannot keep my dog from barking. So if you're watching and Rudy offends you, God bless. Take care, and please come back later. I get it. She found Chris. She was able to manipulate him. I mean, this was a man, I'm not sure he wasn't a virgin when they met. He did not have a lot of experience with women. And he was very easily manipulated. Now, who does that remind you of today? Prince Harry? I mean, Prince Harry has destroyed his entire life for this twit who was a yacht girl. Okay, this isn't that we're not talking about Harry's wife, but I've had someone want me to do, I will do a video. I've had enough with her. And why doesn't she hire a stylist? I mean, I'm just a little person with a few thousand subscribers, and man, I look better. I got my gun shirt on. I've worn my gun shirt before. She's about dumb as rocks. Okay. Carmel A. Prite, and then some numbers, and I may have done it right. She wrote me, are your videos just justification for her death? No, not. I don't justify her death at all. If I had my way, she'd still be walking the planet, trying to screw people to sign up for her MLM, and destroying her own family. But that's not what happened. I'm simply bringing out reality. You know, I don't have a lot of subscribers. If you're watching right now and you're not subscribed, hook me up. You know, I'm just a little blonde bimbo outside of DC. But the whole reason I started my channel was because I got fed up with people saying, oh, this poor girl. What? This poor girl lied and destroyed her own family for years. And her husband got fed up. So Carmel A. Prite, I simply understand. And I don't really even understand, because murder would definitely not be my first choice. I think had Chris filed for divorce, he would have won full custody. which in Colorado only happens about 5% of the time. He would have won. She didn't want those children. She was gallivanting away 3 weekends a month, to be away from the children for her business trips, quote, business trips, in case you only listen. I'm just a listener. She made Chris take the Friday off before she was murdered. She was murdered by Chris, so that she could get on an airplane at 5 a.m. that Friday to go to a conference that didn't begin until 4 p.m. So why couldn't Chris have just gone to work that day and not had to lose a vacation day? Well, because school was closed that Friday, and Shannon would have had to spend all day with the, as she called them, monsters. You remember the video where Bella's got a bag of marshmallows and Shannon's like, these little monsters. Shannon didn't want to be a mother. She didn't want to be a mother at all. Our girl Maggie Bird, she made a comment that NK should have been looked at more. And Maggie Bird says her comment was deleted. Well, Maggie Bird, it was not deleted by me. I'm all about freedom of speech. If you want to talk about how ugly my face is, people say that all the time, how old I look, diss me all you want. It's freedom of speech. Sticks and stones will break your bones. Words will never, ever hurt you. Unless you're just a wimp. I wanted to say it, the P word, and after the P it goes with ussy. Grow up. If you're offended by words, you need to step back, take a deep breath, and say, these are just words. I mean, that's our society these days. It's cool to be the victim. Hey, ask Harry's wife. My goodness. Patty Katz. Patty Katz left me a couple messages. She's like, hate her all you want. I don't hate her even a little. I simply am bringing out reality. Remember, her parents enabled her. Had I been 25 years old and told my parents I was going to go purchase a 5-bedroom, 5-bath house to show how cool I was, my parents, probably would have called the courts and had me sent away. Her parents enabled her. She bought that house. She lost that house, lost all the money, any equity she had. She also lost all that furniture. She sold that house fully furnished. We only do that if you're desperate. Well, she had to do it because she was days away from foreclosure. And so her bank gave her a choice. Either give the house up or we will foreclose you. Well, there was a reason Shannon's name was not on the Colorado house. Because she had destroyed her own credit. The moment Shannon found Chris with $20,000 in savings, she went, hot dog, I've hit the jackpot. And again, $20,000 is nothing. But Shannon destroyed her own credit so much she couldn't even get a credit card. So what did her parents do? They co-signed a credit card for her. Her parents enabled her. My father would have sat me down and said, what the hell is wrong with you? If you have money, great. Put it in the bank. Put it in a mutual fund. Shoot, even buy bonds, which you make no money on. But what are you doing? You have an issue. Shannon's issue was she wanted everyone to believe her life was perfect. And you could also have the perfect life, just like she did, if you simply sign up for this MLM. What she forgot to tell you was that she had signed up for LuLaRoe. She signed up for 30 bags, and then some kid MLM. Origami Owl, maybe? But it was an MLM designed for children. So that's why Shannon was BSing you. She thought that if you believed everything she was saying, you would also sign up for that MLM. The only reason Shannon got to 80K was because she was spending $45,000 of her husband's salary to get her to that 80K level. I apologize. Think about how many fake accounts Shannon had to have. You only get your $800 car allowance each month if you sign up 2 new accounts. Well, to sign up 1 account is $600, or maybe it's $300. So you sign up 2, it's $600. Well, if your car payment is $800 and you have 1 person signed up that month, which I would assume anyone could do that, well, you only need another 2 more, which is $600, to make your $800 car payment. We know factually that both of Chris's parents were signed up, and Shannon paid the bill for both of those. Well, at least she put it on a credit card. She probably never really paid it. But she paid all this. Again, so what's better? Create 2 fake accounts to get your car allowance, or let your car allowance go? This woman had no realism when it comes to money. Okay. Crazy-eyed, green-eyed, crafty lady. You left me multiple messages. Thank you so much for watching. But crazy, green-eyed, crafty lady made a comment or said something that I said Shannon died from the vaccine, aka the death shot. No, I said nothing of the sort. You may have misunderstood. Shannon was murdered in August of 2018, and the death shot did not come out until March of 2020. We won't get too political, but they needed to make a way for mail-in ballots to be legal. And so they created this virus. They had the virus ready for the Hillary Clinton presidential election, and they never thought for a second they would need it. And you laugh at me right now, but what's interesting is read the news. They're talking about some new variant. The new variant's so strong, but they're still leaving the borders wide open. And yes, I am unvaccinated, and I'm very grateful. Unvaccinated, I have never worn a mask. Not even once. I was chased out of a few stores, and I also still have not gotten COVID. Really weird, isn't it? It's that whole natural immunity. And Dr. Fauci should be in fucking prison. So then I'm going to get ready to shut this down, but I'm going to do this every other night for the next few nights. I'm really enjoying it. Pammy Point, NK was creepy. I think Pammy Point thinks they should have looked at her more. They dug into her. They did everything they could. NK walked into that police department. She was read her rights. Her father, Dwayne, which is to me a weird name for a white guy, who is an attorney, sat right there. They didn't offer her any immunity. She was weird about giving her phone, and I kind of get that. Now, I went from a husband to a boyfriend, and I've never sent a nude photo in my life. Maybe it's my age. But I don't even talk raunchy on my phone. Nothing. I can talk raunchy naked in the bedroom. But some of us aren't that way. Well, NK was 33, and I assume a 33-year-old probably would get a little dirty. She was embarrassed by that. Her father is sitting right next to her, and she's sitting there just thinking, oh my goodness, my father is going to see this. Do you guys watch, his name is Paul, and it's something, he's reacting from his sofa or something. He's hilarious. I love him. He needs to go over that. You know what? I should look at his channel. He probably has. I love Paul. I think he's so funny. What is it? Reacting live from my sofa. Something. Look him up. He's great. I would be horrified. However, if I were in that same situation, and my father was a preacher, I also would have brought my father to the interview, and I would have been humiliated and embarrassed, but I don't think she lied about anything. Remember, the people, I want all of your comments below, but the people who complain about NK, it's almost as if they were never, ever in love. Think about the first time you were in love. Oh my goodness, you believed every single thing that dude said to you. Everything. Murder wouldn't even cross your mind. NK made a comment, she went to his house twice. The first time she stayed on the main level. The second time she did go upstairs. This is where I think she kind of BS'd a little bit. She said, I followed Dieter upstairs. Okay, I'm not sure about that. But, okay, I've been married a couple times. Calm down. Take a deep breath. Yes, it's okay. Before I married my second husband. Now, I'm no Joan Collins. I'm not on 6 or 7, but I went to his home where he lived with his wife, and they were getting divorced before we ever started talking. I've told you guys this. My second husband, I dated before my first husband, and all I wanted was marriage. And my second husband, he just was not ready, and he ditched me. I met the next guy. I married him. And then I got sick. I spent 184 nights in the hospital the first 18 months I was sick. When I finally got out and realized I was going to live, but probably not for more than 10 years, I looked at the first husband and I said, you've been wonderful, but I have to go. My first husband had tons of money. I took nothing. I said, let's split our kid and not split him in half. But I didn't try for anything because I wronged him. He had done nothing wrong. I felt like I was going to be dead before I was 40. And all I could think about was that first guy. I called the first guy who was going through a divorce. Okay, so I went to his house one time, and I was terribly uncomfortable. So when I heard NK say that in the interview, my goodness, it hit home. I was uncomfortable. They were getting divorced. I knew factually they were getting divorced. I had seen paperwork. It wasn't just him telling me that. But I still felt uncomfortable because that was their home. And that's her turf. And I'm not trying to step on her turf. I had her man. I wasn't trying to take him. She didn't want him. She dumped him. Had she wanted him, I wouldn't have gotten what I wanted. It's terrible what happened. But it's been 5 years. I honestly believe had Shannon's parents pulled her aside and sat her down and said, oh, honey bunny, get out of the MLMs, go back and work the call center at the hospital. Apparently she worked nights, which I understand. She wanted to be home with her children during the day. If your husband doesn't make enough, I'm very fortunate. I was a stay-at-home mom my entire life. I started I work part-time now, but I'm fortunate. However, if I had a child now that I needed to be home with, I wouldn't think twice about going to the post office and saying, I need to work the 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. shift. Because I don't ever want my child in daycare. And if your child's in daycare, please, no offense, just make sure that they're not brainwashing your child. I wouldn't put my child in public school these days. I have a child who went to public school, and Fairfax County targeted him, now a her, because we were getting divorced. And, a whistleblower came out and said, we targeted kids like that to tell them they were transgender. And oh my goodness. Love my child. My child may be watching right now. Ashley, I love you. Please please don't cut your dick off. I think it's horrendous, but NK had nothing to do with it. Trust me. You watch D.A. Rourke at the sentencing. If he could have put NK in that, my goodness, he would have. They would have done everything they could to bust her. Okay, I need to shut this down. But I believe it may be every other night, but for the next few nights, let's talk about this. I had 97 comments, and I only went through about the first 50 because 10 of them were, you said you're posting Sunday night, so I had to post Sunday night. I will go through the rest. Let's keep this going. This is a good conversation. If you're still watching right now, oh my goodness, you know I'm shocked. But make sure you're subscribed. Hit like. Hook me up. I'm going to try to get a little more regular because I'd get to 10,000 subscribers if I just got serious. So I'm half thinking about getting serious. And how about the NFL today? Those Dallas Cowboys. How about them Cowboys? Yeah, baby. Okay, hook me up. Again, hit like, hit subscribe. But mostly comment because these will be my next few videos. I am also still fascinated by this. I've been listening to the NK interview, running my mail route every week, and I've listened to it probably 4 times in a row now. No, this girl was played. She was embarrassed that she was played. Oh, I didn't write it down. Someone asked me, they said, I'm looking for a new career. Should I be a mailman? Oh my goodness. Being a mailman is the greatest job I've ever had. You know, I had a 6-figure career at Merrill Lynch. I worked on K Street. Being a mailman's awesome, but you have to be able to do your own stuff. You do what you need to do. Nobody messes with you. It's awesome. You get to wear t-shirts and shorts, or you bundle up in the winter. I love being a mailman. And my mail route, well, you know, I work in a pretty wealthy area. They take very, very good care of me. I don't know if I should say this, but the family who owns M&M's, I won't say their name. If you're really interested, you could find a bag of M&M's and look it up on the back and see their last name. They take great care of me. There's always food at their house. I have the pool code if I need to use the restroom. Good, good people. I love being a mailman. Oh my goodness, I just wasted 90 seconds on the mailman thing. Okay, if you're even now still watching, I'm totally shocked. Thank you. Hit like, hit subscribe, but comment below, and I will do this again either tomorrow night or Tuesday night. God bless you, and oh my goodness, God bless this America.